Dear students, let's now study the third lesson in your textbook, The Eyes Are Not Here, written by Ruskin Bond. This is a story of a conversation between a blind narrator and his co-passenger during a train journey. The twist at the end successfully conveys the pathos and the irony of the situation to the reader. The Eyes Are Not There by Ruskin Bond. I had the compartment to myself up to Rohana, and then a girl got in. Now, the speaker says that he was traveling by a train and he was alone in the compartment till he reached a place called Rohana. Then, from Rohana, a girl got into the compartment. Now he has got a co-passenger. The couple who saw her off, sent her off, bade her goodbye, were probably her parents. Now the writer says that the girl got into the compartment alone and she was seen off by her parents, probably her parents, because he doesn't know. He just heard them talk to the girl, so he assumes that the people who saw her off at the railway station must be her parents. And the couple seemed very anxious about her comfort. The writer assumes that the couple were parents of the girl because they gave her so many instructions and they seemed to be worried about her safety in the compartment. The woman gave the girl detailed instructions about where to keep her things. The woman must be her mother, told her where to keep her things, keep her baggage, and she asked her not to lean out of the window, and she also advised the girl to avoid speaking to strangers. Then both the father and the mother said her goodbye, and the train started moving out of the station. The train pulled out of the station. So the writer gets a co-passenger who is a girl, and the girl seems to be very young. The couple who saw her off at the railway station must be her parents, and the writer understands this by listening to the instructions given to the girl by the mother. As I was totally blind, now the writer says that as he was totally blind at that time, my eyes sensitive only to light and darkness, I was unable to tell what the girl looked like. Now, the writer is blind. He can't see the girl, but he knows that there is a girl with him in the compartment. His eyes are, being blind, his eyes are sensitive just to the light and darkness. So he couldn't say whether the girl was good looking or not. But I knew she wore slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. He couldn't see her face. He couldn't see her at all as he was blind. But he knew that the girl was in the compartment with him. He also knew that she wore slippers. How did he know that? He knew this by hearing the sound of the slippers slapping against her heels. It would take me some time to discover something about her looks, and perhaps I never would, but I liked the sound of her voice, even the sound of the slippers. Being blind, the writer can just see light and darkness, plus he can hear the sounds. Now he thinks that the girl must be good looking because her voice is very sweet. Plus, he loved the way her slippers slapped against her heels. So, from these details, he guesses or he assumes that the girl is good looking. The girl's mother had clearly asked her not to talk to strangers. Even the speaker had heard that, but still he had the courage to ask her a question. Oh, he begins a conversation with her by asking her, "Are you going all the way to Dehra? Dehra is a place." Hearing my question, the girl got startled. She got a shock. The girl got a shock hearing his question because the girl may not have seen him in the compartment. And the writer thinks that he must have been sitting in a dark corner of the compartment. That's the reason why she did not see him. So she got startled when he asked a question. How does the writer know that she got startled? She gave a little exclamation. She got surprised. She felt astonished when she heard my question and she said, "Oh, I didn't know anyone else was here." Now the writer knows that the girl had not seen him because she clearly says, "Sorry, I didn't know that there was someone else in the compartment." Now the writer tells himself, well, it happens often that people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. Now the writer knows that this is not something surprising because people who can see take everything for granted. They fail to see what is right in front of them. So it is not surprising that the girl failed to see him sitting in the compartment. They have too much to take in. They hear the people with eyes. The speaker compares himself with those who have got eyes or others who have got eyes. He says the people who have got good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them because there are so many things to be seen by them. They have too much to take in. We are surrounded by so many beautiful things, so many things. So we who have eyes have to see each and everything. So we take so many things for granted. They have too much to take in. Those who have got eyes have to take in so many things, I suppose, whereas people who cannot see or see very little have to take in only the essentials, whatever registers most tellingly on their remaining senses. Now the writer says that people like him who are blind, people who are blind have to take in just the essentials, the most important things, the things which are registered on their remaining senses. So the people who are blind cannot see anything, but they use other senses. And when something impacts, when something registers tellingly here effectively on their other senses, the remaining senses, they take in those things or they understand those things, they perceive those things very easily. But people who have got eyes have got many things to be seen. That's why they do not see each and everything properly. Hearing her reaction that she didn't know that there was someone else in the compartment, the speaker says, "Sorry, even I didn't see you. Sorry, you didn't see me. Even I didn't see you either." I said, "But I heard you come in." Sorry, even I didn't see you. I heard your voice. I heard the sound of your slippers when you came into the compartment. So I knew that there was somebody else in the compartment. I wondered if I would be able to prevent her from discovering that I was blind. I thought, now the speaker is wondering how he could prevent her from discovering that he was a blind man. The girl had not seen him because he must be sitting in a dark corner of the compartment. Now, the writer doesn't want the lady to know that he's blind, but how can he prevent her from knowing that he's blind? What does he do? He says, provided I keep to my seat, it shouldn't be too difficult. So he decides to keep himself to his seat. Then she will never get a chance to know that he is blind. If he gets up and goes around, if he walks in the compartment, then she will know that he is blind. So he decides to keep himself to his seat so that she may not know that he is blind. Then the girl said, oh, I'm getting down at Sahranpur. That's another place. My aunt is meeting me there. I'm not going to Dahra. I'm getting down at Sahranpur. My aunt is meeting me there, the girl said. Then the speaker humorously tells her that, oh, I had better not to be too familiar with you if your aunt is meeting you, because aunts are usually formidable creatures, formidable, frightening creatures. Now the speaker cracks a joke by saying that if she is going to be received by her aunt at the railway station, it's better he should not become too familiar with her, because if the aunt comes to know that she has been talking to a stranger, she'll really get angry. So he says, I had better not to be too friendly with you, not too familiar with you, because you'll be getting into trouble if your aunt is going to receive you. And in my opinion, aunts are formidable creatures. Then she asks him, where are you going? Then he says, I'm going to Dehra. From then to Mussoorie. So these are places. So he says, I'm going to Dehra. From Dehra, I'll be moving on to Mussoorie, which is a beautiful place. Now the girls say, oh, how lucky you are. I wish I were going to Mussoorie. I love the hills, especially in the month of October. Now the girl knows that Mussoorie is a beautiful place and the hills in Mussoorie look very, very fascinating in the month of October. So she says, you're very lucky and I wish I also got a chance to go to Mussoorie. Then the speaker says, yeah, that's right, this is the best time. This is the best time to go to Mussoorie. I said, calling on my memories, recalling what I had seen earlier. The hills are covered with dahlias. Dahlias are flowers. The sun is very, very sweet, delicious. And at night, you can sit in front of a log fire and drink a little brandy. Most of the tourists have gone and the roads are quiet and almost deserted. And yes, October is the best time. What you say is right. October is the best time. The hills are lovely now and the sun is also sweet. Night, and at night you can sit in front of a log fire and warm yourself and drink a little brandy and enjoy yourself. And most of the tourists have gone away from Mussoorie. That's why there isn't much a rush. The roads are quiet and empty, almost empty. Yes, October is the best time to go to Mussoorie.